What's going on, guys? It's been a while since I got myself on live. And the main reason that I wanted to start getting back on live is so that I can give you guys a little bit of an idea of what budgeting can do. And this is not something that everybody can do. I guarantee you, it's absolutely insane. But if anybody wants to keep that extra money in their pocket, the main thing is budgeting. I don't even have anybody watching me right now. I'm literally on zero. So this is not something that I would want to repeat. This is something that I want to be able to share with people. Whenever I start getting an audience. I chose 7 o'clock because I thought people would probably be home by then. I was definitely home, but I needed some time to just kind of sit, relax, think. Kind of messing around with the settings right now, so bear with me. Yeah, the main reason that I wanted to get on live is to explain something that a lot of people really have some hello. They if you want to keep money in your pocket. Hi, hey man, that now I'm getting people. If you want to get money in your pocket, you have to know how to budget. And that's the, yeah, I'm good. I was waiting for people to you want me to give you money? That's not the purpose of my video. I'm not giving money away. What I'm trying to do is tell people ways. If you have a job, for example, and like my job, I get paid once a month. So if I get paid once a month, what am I going to do for the other 30 days? You know, what I like to do is I like to make sure that all of my bills are paid, and then once everything's paid, if I have anything extra, I can put it into stocks. I can put it into a savings. Something that somebody gave me a good idea about is a high yield savings account. And there's this one bank that I do business with called Laurel Road. I think they're going to be changing their name soon, but a high yield savings account is absolutely the best idea to keep money in your pocket. Um, if you want to get involved with stocks, that's another way to get money because, I mean, the way that I'm getting money from my job, I have to budget. I don't have a choice on spending my money if I get paid bi-weekly. So there's jobs out there that you get paid bi-weekly, and I totally understand it. But if you are if you're getting paid bi-weekly, you've got 2 weeks in a month to either put your money in some place that is gonna grow, like an investment or a stock or something, or you spend it on pizza or Uber Eats or God knows what. And while you're spending all that money, it doesn't make sense to me. So if anybody wants to, think about budgeting and keeping the money in their pocket, I guarantee you it's the best way to get your it's the best way to keep money in your pocket. If you don't, I'm losing followers and gaining followers. People are showing up and they're leaving. I'm not trying to bore people. I'm really trying to give people advice on ways to keep money in their own pockets. And the thing is that it really depends on how you get paid. And the way that I get paid is it's terrible. It really is, because I mean, how many jobs only give you like everything all at once for an entire month, and then you don't get to see another paycheck until the following month. It's the way certain jobs are. So I'm not going to disclose what it is that I do. It's nobody's business. It's just the fact that however much money you make determines how much money you spend. Somebody very wise told me, don't spend more than you earn. Because if you spend more than you earn, you're putting yourself in debt. Big example, credit cards. If you're going to spend a credit card, how much money are you going to put on that credit card? And then how much money are you going to pay it off with? If you have a credit card that has a limit of $1,000, and then you end up spending that $1,000, I don't know, you spend $998.65. You better have the $999.65 paid off on the first payment to wipe it out. Because if you keep paying that $999.65 in increments, you're going to lose a lot of money in interest. And guess who's getting that interest? Your credit card company. Your credit card company is going to make money off of you spending their money. Why would you do that? Why would you waste your money like that? So if you have a credit card, spend only what you can pay off. It's not going to help if you spend more than you earn. So a lot of people are always asking me, like, wouldn't it be better if I made 6 figures a month? the more money I get, I can pay off all my debt. I'll have more money. I'll have plenty of money to spend spare. Do you know how many um, people get six figures and they get themselves in a lot of debt? I mean, it truly doesn't matter how much money you make, and it truly doesn't matter if you think that's going to help you survive. It's not going to help you survive. You are going to the only way that you can get yourself out of debt is by budgeting what you already have. It's the only way that you're going to get out of debt. There's absolutely no way that anybody can get out of debt just by having a large amount of money, and then it's just going to pay everything off. So another way to avoid getting yourself into a negative balance, there's a lot of restaurants out there, for example, like McDonald's, that's selling 67-cent cheeseburgers on Sundays and Wednesdays. Oh my God. If you can't afford a 67-cent cheeseburger, then you are absolutely in debt. I mean, I don't want to be advertising something that doesn't involve me personally, but it's just something that the restaurant does that's bringing people in. So how much money do you have, and how much money are you spending? That's really all this video's basically about. How many times do you get paid, and then how many times do you spend that money that you get paid? So I mean, absolutely, when you get paid, you have to pay your rent, you got to pay your mortgage, you got to pay your electric bill, you got to pay your phone bill, you need food in your refrigerator, you need food in your pantry. You have to survive. You have to survive. But you do not need Uber Eats. You do not need Domino's Pizza, Papa John's Pizza. You do not need that extra pair of shoes and that really nice dress that you saw at the mall because you have a credit card that has $1,000 limit on it, and you're going to go buy it and pay off that dress in the next 5 years. Money is tight. Have you seen how much money gas is recently? I had to go buy gas. I had to use discounts. I could not pay full price and discounts. Thank God I used, I buy gas at 7-Eleven. I used the 7-Eleven app, and I got myself 27 cents off of a gallon. It brought the price down, and I still got gas for my vehicle. But that's the thing, like, the only way you're going to be able to get any type of deal, the only way you're going to be able to keep money into your pocket is by not spending that extra dollar that you do not need to spend. 7-Eleven is doing dollar deals. There's certain things that are on their shelves that cost $1. You can buy stuff at 7-Eleven for $1. I don't know how long the deal lasts. You have to go onto their app to find out exactly how long their deals last. But I'm telling you, that the only way that you're ever going to not be in debt is by keeping the money in your pocket. Use the apps that these companies have to save you that extra dollar. How often do you get paid? How often do you spend that money that you get paid? What do you spend that money on? Have you written it down on a piece of paper? I have. I wrote every single thing down that I spent every month. And it's the same thing. I have to make a car payment. I have to pay my phone bill. My wife and I split the car insurance, so it's cheaper that way. I'm trying to think what else I pay for. All of my credit cards are on a zero balance. I used them, but I paid them off. It's amazing when you can save the amount of money that you have. You do not have to go out there and spend money that you don't have, because if you do, what's going to happen? You're going to spend money that you don't have. I don't know how many people stayed online with me. I don't know how many people actually watched me. I was kind of hoping that I would get a bit of an audience and they could stick with me and listen in to what I have to say. It looks like I only spent 17 minutes on this thing, and I didn't even get very far to explain everything in detail. I just kind of stated the obvious and mentioned exactly what I think is the best way to keep that dollar in your pocket. Don't order out. Don't order Uber Eats. Buy something that you can put in your refrigerator, put in your pantry, and it should last you a couple of weeks to a month. Every financial advisor out there is going to tell you the same exact thing. Ordering out and ordering Uber Eats and spending money on delivery fees will always get money out of your pocket. You're never going to be rich. You're never going to have money in your pocket. You're never going to have money building more money if you spend the money on useless stuff. Get yourself stocks. Get yourself an investment. Anything that will build wealth. Otherwise, you're just going to constantly be spending money on stuff you don't need. Yes, having a pizza from Domino's or Papa John's every once in a while is fulfilling for a moment. And it makes you feel good inside because you got something delivered to you and you don't have to cook and you don't have to clean anything. And it's just an amazing feeling, right? And then you look at that bill and you look at how much money you spent. So just be careful with how much money you're spending. Be careful with that. You need to know what you're spending your money on. You have to. If you budget yourself, if you write down what you think you're spending, then uh, I I put something up there for you guys, so you guys can answer however you want to answer. Give me any ideas on what you guys do, because I mean, hey, you could be spending your money on clothing, food, groceries, nice shoes, um, nice dress, a movie, um, some game. Um, yeah, there's a lot of things that people spend their money on. Or do you invest? I invest. I want my money to grow. I don't want my money to. I don't want my money to dissipate. I want my money to grow. And something I've noticed about one of my investments is that I'm making about $100 something every quarter. And I'm not putting any money into the investments. I'm actually letting the dividends go back into my investments. And I'm earning over $100 in dividends. It's amazing. I've had the account for maybe 5 years. 6 years? I can't remember. But that's what I'm spending my money on. I could have my investments just liquidate and go into my bank account, and then, hey, I got $100 something to spend on candy bars. Why would I do that? Candy bars is just something that I'm gonna eat, and then it's going to go away, and I have to go back to the grocery store and buy another one. Why? It doesn't make any sense. I'm not gonna spend my money on something that I don't need to be spending my money on. Put the money away, put the money aside, let it invest, let it grow. Be careful with how much money you're spending, because only you know how much money that you get once a month, every 2 weeks from your job. Whatever amount of money you get depends on how much money that you can actually spend. Don't spend more than you have. Otherwise, you're going to be borrowing and paying back with interest. Why would you do that? Why would you spend more money that you do not have? Um, I don't know how many more people are going to be coming onto my channel. Um, I just wanted to, I don't know, it's Friday. I wanted to see if there were maybe some more people that might join me or discuss something with me because this is important. It's important to me. I don't know if it's important to you. Um, I don't know. I don't know. Some people don't want to talk about money. Like they just cannot talk about money. It upsets them to the highest level, and it just irritates them so much. So, money is not something that you're supposed to feel stress about. Money is something that you're supposed to use as a tool when you need something. If you don't have it, or you spent it, and it's gone, there's nothing you can do. You just have to take care of it. Plan, budget, invest. Stop spending money you don't have. And this is crazy. I'm only getting like one person that's following me or one person that's showing up on my live, and then I get 0. So I only had a few comments on here. I had a hello, where do you live? Then I had a, can you give my family money? We're homeless. I can't give anything to anybody. I'm sorry. I don't have physical money to be giving anybody. I can give you advice. I can help you by giving you advice. But you have to let me know how you spend your money for me to be able to understand where you come from. Because everybody spends money differently. Everybody earns money differently. Some people just have a job. Some people have an investment. Some people believe that if they have like a independent business, that, you know, that's an income. So everybody's got ways of earning money. I don't know. It just I'm not the best guy to talk about, you know, different types of businesses and all that jazz. I'm just the guy who says, what are you doing with your money and how are you spending it? Because if you spend it unwisely, you're always going to be in debt. If you spend it wisely, I'm talking about investing, putting the money aside for a rainy day. That's the smart thing to do. All right, well, I'm not gonna keep you guys It's Friday. Enjoy your weekend. Um, File your taxes, your federal taxes. I know I got to do mine. Um, and get some money, some refund money from the IRS. Um, there's another thing that you can do is that you can, whatever money you get from the IRS, put that away in a savings. Don't spend it. Save it. It'll help you in the long run. I promise. So, yeah. Guys, I want you to have a wonderful weekend. Don't spend your money unless you absolutely have to. I promise it'll help. It'll make your life so much easier, because if you keep the money in your pockets, it'll help you in the future. If you spend it now, it's gone. Whatever you spend it on, I don't care what you spend it on, it's gone. Look for deals. Look for restaurants that give you free stuff. Look for restaurants that give you cheap deals. Look for buy one, get one frees at all your grocery stores. Spend as little as you can. Download the apps when you're shopping. Those apps will save you money. If you need to buy gas for your car, use the app. The app will knock off something, and you won't have to pay full price for gas ever again. These are just little tips that I do to keep the money in my pocket, and I guarantee you it'll help. I guarantee you it'll help. You do not have to spend money to make yourself happy, because your future self will be happy that you saved the money today. I guarantee you, you cannot make yourself happy by spending money now. You can make yourself happy by keeping that money in any type of a savings, investment, whatever. And then when you absolutely need it, you have it. Because if you spend it, you don't have it. You can't spend the same dollar twice. Keep that in mind. You cannot spend the same dollar twice. Words of wisdom. That's what I got for you. Words of wisdom. So however you get paid, however much money you get paid, save it. Spend what you absolutely have to on bills. Save the rest. Go grocery shopping. Look for buy one, get one free deals. Look for discounts. Download the apps so you can get more of a discount. I guarantee you it'll help. All right, guys. Have a good rest of your weekend. I hope I get more followers next time that actually watch this video, because I really need people to focus on keeping money in their pocket. I guarantee you the economy will look so much better if you followed my advice. I don't want you to starve yourself. I just want you to avoid overspending. And stop paying with credit cards unless you can pay the entire thing off. Facts. Facts. Stop making the credit card people more money, because all they're going to do is take your money. Pay it off until you get to a zero balance and make that credit card company pissed off at you because you pay the entire thing off. Do it. Do it. And watch what happens. All right, guys. Have a good rest of your day. Enjoy the weekend. Don't spend that extra money. Save it.